Dawson Harris stood at the edge of the fog-shrouded pier, his eyes scanning the turbulent waters of the coastal village. The salty air carried whispers of ancient legends and lost souls echoing through the mist. As a marine archaeologist, Dawson had come here to investigate the myth of the Wraith, a ghost ship said to appear only during full moons. But his quest was more than academic. It was deeply personal. 5 years ago, Dawson's sister had vanished without a trace while sailing these very waters. The pain of her loss still gnawed at him, driving his obsession with maritime mysteries and the unexplained. He hoped that uncovering the truth about the Wraith might bring him some closure. In his hand, Dawson clutched a weathered journal he'd discovered in the village's archives. Its pages were filled with frantic scribbles detailing encounters with the Wraith. The sailor who'd penned these accounts claimed to have narrowly survived an encounter with the spectral vessel. "You won't find answers in that old book, son," a gruff voice called out. Dawson turned to see Captain Thomas Reed, a local fisherman known for his surly demeanour and haunted eyes. The captain's weathered face seemed to carry the weight of countless storms and untold tales. As they spoke, a figure emerged from the mist. Emily Lawson, the ex-fiancée of Dawson's sister, approached with determined steps. Her presence here was no coincidence. She too sought closure for the woman they'd both loved and lost. "Any luck?" Emily asked, her eyes flickering between Dawson and the restless sea. She hoped for answers, but the silence was deafening. Before Dawson could answer, a bone-chilling fog rolled in, thicker than any they'd seen before. The air grew heavy, charged with an otherworldly energy, and then, as if summoned by their very presence, a ship materialized from the mist. The Wraith was a terrifying sight to behold. Its hull was rotted and encrusted with barnacles, yet it moved with an unnatural grace. Spectral figures could be seen moving about the deck, their mournful cries carried on the wind. As they watched, ghostly apparitions began to appear on the shore. Each spirit told a tale of tragedy. Sailors lost at sea, victims of storms and treacherous waters. Their stories were heart-wrenching, filled with deep regret and unfinished business. Over the next few days, as the full moon approached, Dawson and Emily delved deeper into the mystery. Strange occurrences plagued the village, inexplicable cold spots, objects moving on their own, and the constant, mournful sound of a ship's bell echoing in the distance. It was on the night of the full moon that Captain Reed finally revealed his secret. "I was once part of that cursed crew," he confessed, his voice heavy with shame. "There's a way to break the cycle, but it comes at a terrible cost," he added. As the Wraith materialized once more, Dawson, Emily and Captain Reed boarded a small boat and set out to confront the spectral vessel. The moment they set foot on the Wraith's deck, reality seemed to warp around them. The ship's former captain, a monstrous figure consumed by hatred and despair, appeared before them ready to strike. But it was then that Dawson saw her, his sister, trapped among the ghostly crew. Their eyes met, and in that moment, Dawson understood the terrible choice before him. To break the curse and free all the souls aboard, he would have to let his sister go, to accept her fate and allow her spirit to move on. But to save her meant leaving the others trapped for eternity. Time seemed to stand still as Dawson grappled with his decision. The love for his sister warred with the weight of all the other lost souls. In the end, with tears streaming down his face, Dawson made his choice. "I'm sorry," he whispered to his sister. "I love you, but I have to let you go." And with that, the ship's curse was broken, but at a great personal cost. With those words, a blinding light erupted from the ship. The curse was partially broken, and many of the trapped souls, including Dawson's sister, were finally free to pass on. But the Wraith itself remained, fading back into the mist with the remnants of its spectral crew. As dawn broke, Dawson, Emily and Captain Reed found themselves back on the shore, forever changed by their encounter. They had gained a measure of closure, but the price had been incredibly high. Months later, Dawson stood once more at the edge of the pier. He opened a new journal, pen poised to write. In the distance, a fog bank rolled in, carrying with it the faint sound of a ship's bell. The full moon was rising, and somewhere out there the Wraith sailed on, its curse diminished but not broken. Dawson began to write, knowing that his work and the ship's haunting journey was far from over. The end was just the beginning.